if you are even an individual and somebody's, coming after you individually for like an SMS attack, you can report that to the FBI. And if you feel like they've gotten some of your confidential information, they keep that in the database. And why it's really important for all of us, if we have any type of attack on us, is the FBI and other agencies are gathering these attack vectors, and they're using that to aggregate and find these attackers. And there's large hacking groups, and the FBI and international organizations like Interpol have taken down large hacking groups. And these people are going to jail for many, many years, and they're usually, after they get out of jail, are prevented from using any technology after the fact. If they're reformed, often they become, people that help. They become, cyber, what we call white hat hackers that help organizations protect themselves against hackers. So, a great person that I really like, if you ever want to watch an interesting video, is on Kevin Mitnick. He was one of the original social engineering hackers. He stole a lot of secrets and money and things, and evaded the FBI for many years, but ended up going to jail. They caught him finally, and he spent some years in jail and then came out and became a world-renowned white hat hacker, helping organizations to protect against what he used to do. So, but I would say for us as an organization and individuals, if you are a victim of any cybercrime, please report it. If you want to, understand what that process is like, you can talk to us at Stimulus and we can walk you through that process. But the FBI is a great partner, and they aggregate this data and they help us as an industry understand what we need to do to prevent these type of things. But they also work really diligently to catch these hackers and punish them to the full extent of the law.
Yeah, I definitely will say I've got two different stories for you. I FBI and Interpol, they really do play an important part. I have a partner that actually had a incident with a client previously a couple years ago, and they actually were able to put one of identity theft within an organization away, and she went to, and it was like Israeli. It was interesting, a very detailed story. But they were able to put her away. And then a lot of times, really honestly, Homeland Security and FBI, they do have kind of a watch list. We've got the no-fly lists. It's the same concept with hacking. If you pay a ransom that you think to a legitimate hacker, there are terrorist groups that are actively doing things as well. So you may not even think, hey, I'm got hacked and I'm going to pay this just to keep it shush shush. But they are actively sitting there looking and monitoring kind of what is happening out in the world. So, to the extent of what their fines are and what punishment they will have, I don't know any about that. But I do know that they are actively out there and watching and always able to help.
Just a case here in Las Vegas. There was a group that was perpetrating credit card fraud against individuals and crypto fraud. The FBI, with the Department of Justice, investigated them for a couple of years, discovered the ring. They were connected to Mexican cartel individuals, and they were recently all put in jail at the end of last year. So it took a couple of years to track them down and figure out exactly who was involved. Huge fines, multi-million dollar fines, and many years in prison. So just interesting. You can look that up. It was an event here in Las Vegas, and they, like I said, we were put in jail at the end of last year. So, yeah, they get caught, and I think for FBI and the agencies to know about it, we have to be willing to share the information with them. And often it's embarrassing. I mean, I don't know of any other crime that you're embarrassed about it happening to. If somebody breaks into your house or breaks into your car or holds you up at gunpoint, you would immediately call the authorities. But in this, we're for some reason just scared to report these things. And I want to dispel that myth that, the FBI is not going to come in and audit your equipment and take you down unless you ask them and you need them to. They're really there to help and provide a great resource. So they, again, for us, they've been a great partner, and I highly recommend, working with the authorities.